What up, everybody? It's Ponter here, and today we've got a replay of a game on Seaside. And this was a game that several people were talking about, and I unfortunately didn't record my live play, but we got the replay. And the people who actually, let me see, oh, I can't do colors, but I think, where is he? Oh, he's not even in the game yet. But this game in itself is going to show like the natural progression of your standard Seaside game according to like the meta way of doing things. And yeah, you're going to see the early game struggle for the town, and then the mid game defeat of one side in the town, and then the holding on to the town by the victorious team. And that is the mid game until the nukes start flying, and then the whole town gets flattened and everybody switches to air or something. Oh yeah, and the people who mentioned this were for We Sick, and I think Revlift also. I don't know if Revlift is going to do his own video about this one, but we'll see. And I'm playing air, and my play on this is not exemplary, I don't think. So we're just going to kind of watch that go on in the background. Wally's on air on the other team. Czar is a new player, but he's good. He's on air on the other team. I get wiped out, lose half my guys trying to stop the cap. And yeah, Weesick mentioned this game, asked if anybody recorded it. So yeah, I'm recording it for you, man, and maybe you can tell me how you pronounce your name too. Um, and also, Demore is playing support on the other team, so I'm going to be trying to kill his arty. And here's the struggle for town. Can we get the cap? I've expended most of my choppers, so I can't really help that much. And our tanks are getting chewed up. I'm getting chewed up. And yeah, pull back. Really, the infantry, we could have got the cap there in the beginning, but no, we give up and we lose. Okay, well, yeah, Clark is not on the point anymore. And, oh, can I get it? No. I can't get it. So frustrating. And, of course, I lose another chopper. Just, why not? And they get the first cap. Meanwhile, we've secured the beach, kind of luckily, and there's a fight going on for research between, I don't know, some weird hybrid armor player, infantry player. I don't know. That's a weird... How does he even have that? I don't know. And Dude. So Dude's our infantry player, and Seraph. And usually, like, that's a good team. Like, I wouldn't mind always having kind of a double inf team like that. And like, look at this aggressive play by Seraph, just all getting in all their shit. And they have this Black Lotus and Weesick as their double inf, so it's a double imp fight. And really, at this stage, yeah, you can go for the cap. Like, this is an easy cap to go for. Usually you would want the infantry to run and grab that point rather than YOLOing a tank. And the reason why we can get away with this cap is, look at this. I don't know, D-Faction and Clark have pushed exposed heavies. Meanwhile, I'm nowhere in sight. I should be there killing these exposed heavies, but I'm not. And it's looking... Even though we hold the town, we don't really hold the town. I think our infantry players have been wiped out pretty hard. They're kind of spread out all over the place. Like, Dude is way on this cliff. I mean, he needs to be there, but we have nothing in this town, and that's a bad place to be. And here comes Wally and I just decimating them on beach. And like, here's a good lesson, armor players: don't put 5 heavy tanks on the beach when you only have 1 medium anti-air. Like, okay, that's a bad move. And then when you realize your mistake, like, just leave one thing there, like a light tank. I don't know, but Weesick is driving into the death position, and the death position for infantry on this map is holding this row of buildings, it's yeah, that's a checkmate kind of position to be in. And now we're realizing, okay, we failed in town. We have to pool, and this is Revlift's like. I mean, this is a standard strategy for Seaside, but basically, if you lose town, you're gonna know within the first 5 minutes of the game. You know, you can look at your infantry player's position and just make the call and say, okay, town's got to go. We're gonna survive for 2 more minutes and put pressure on the flanks, and just give up town, and then save for the nuke. And once the cooldown happens, you blow up town, and then it's kind of a reset. And maybe your infantry players transition to something else. Because right now, it's not looking good. And we're just going to speed it up to that point. So notice the air is screwing around on the sides. Infantry is grinding it out in town with no real... And oh yeah, the carpet bomb. Whew. That's a close one. I didn't... Yeah, I'm asking for a nuke ASAP because the tick is getting unreal. Nice dodge by Wally. But note, even though, yeah, we've kind of committed to grinding it out here, and just no okay, we got dumb stuff going on like that, but oh yeah, Orm in the whole for the whole game is just already noobing and having a great time. You know, he's a new player, just already noobing hard, and that's fine. That's fine. But things are not looking good. Like, we're getting spawn raped. We have no game. We have no map control. Like, this is... You never want to be just stuck on this hill. Oh, and look at this cheeky... Ooh, so cheeky. Yeah, and when you get drops going on like this, it's just brutal. Because they're going to start decapping this, which, oh, they already have started to decap this. And look at this savage tick. And I'm... At this point... I'm like, we're going to lose in like a few seconds. Where's the nuke? And, you know, my blood pressure right now is going up just waiting for the nuke. Because it's not happening. And yeah, and I'm like, fucking do it. Because, you know, the nuke's not going to instantly win you the game. And if the other team has this much tick on you, and here we go finally. You know, Revlift has to scan, la-di-da. And that's not the ideal nuke. You'd probably want it a little further back. But whatever. And we get off the good drops, and here's fucking Deemer's goddamn heavy RD piece. And look, watch this shit. Fucking survives. Just such an insult. That's like pretty much all I can see is that shit survived. And yeah, here's just a random ass scan from Wally, and they're chucking stuff into town. I still haven't been repaired because like our jeeps died and we're just in disarray, and Orm is just already new, but yeah, he had to get that critical heavy RD piece before anything else. And I'm like repairing off of Seraph's jeeps and stuff. Oh, look at this. That was yeah, well. But I'm like, oh, I'll just YOLO these choppers, try to find that heavy RD and just fail. And one squeaks through, and yeah. No, like, the helicopter can barely deal with jeeps. I mean, it's got this shit shooting at it in the side, but doesn't get him. Oh, I was trying to crash on it. No luck. Yeah, so I was throwing away choppers piecemeal like that. I should have pulled back after killing that first AA. Which is a big mistake. But now, town is wrecked. All these buildings are destroyed. Other than these, which is kind of an oversight. And now it's like an armor and support fight. Like, who can kind of relentlessly throw armor and support and heavy air support or heavy air strikes on each other and cap town. And, you know, infantry has some utility in not being killed by heavy air strikes, so it's always good to have a few squads kicking around, but yeah, like the town is sacked. And the other thing you should be doing now is drops, which Seraph is always good at this. And their response is, of course, to nuke us, which yeah. I could finally hear the nukes on this server, which is beautiful. Like, I love being able to hear the nukes. And Gorilla is saving up for the counter nuke. You know, you can see how this, like, the back and forth goes. So that was an okay nuke. It really fucked us up. I decide, you know, if we're doing nuclear warfare, I'm gonna go and do my deep strike operation on Demor's shit because that artillery's been alive way too long. It's an embarrassment. And in the distraction, oh, it's so close. It's straddle. It chooses to drive towards the nuke and then away to the nuke from the nuke. Yeah, that was a good nuke. The counter nuke. And I get it. And now I'm sweating because I know there's going to be a retaliatory air-to-air strike. So I decided to cut back through the jeep to the beach, not go that way. And this is, yeah. There's one, and I flare through most of it, and yeah, that's for my arty. Ugh. But I mean, I would trade 2 choppers for a heavy arty piece that's ranked up. You know. And at this point, we're still not winning, and it's like it's a kind of a stalemate in town, and we're never going to get this apparently. And I say like I got 40. You know, might as well keep the theme going for this. And look at the great teamwork. I get dumped 80 immediately. And as soon as if I get the TA, I'm not waiting. I'm just doing it. Because I just want to decap this and like fuck them up a little bit to let us cap this for a few more seconds. So yeah, do I get this artillery? Yeah. Yeah, fuck you, Demar. You're gonna waste air to air me? I'm gonna do shit like that. I see, here's the heavy airstrikes. This is why it's almost nice to have some inf in there. Because there's sometimes you're just like, I need a unit on this point to get this cap. And there's a heavy airstrike going down on you, and there's nothing you can do if in that situation. Yeah, and Orm is just having a great time. He's already noobing. There's been like 4 nukes. What more could you want in a game? And I'm pretty happy at this point because I get a nice 800 points not playing the greatest. And I get to drop a nuke, I guess. And really, it's still anyone's game at this point. There's still 7 minutes left. We just blown the shit out of the town already. And now is the time where you really got to start to reconsider your strategies. You know, at some point, dude goes air. I just know that's the reconsidering. And, you know, defaction slamming the heavy tanks into the beach, overextended. Very frustrating when tank players do this. Like, don't do this, guys. Actually, continue to do this, or else I won't be able to score so well. Yeah, and we figure, okay, the strategy that we've been employing is just pooling for nukes. So we're communicating with the team, trying to figure out who's got the most. And this is it's a combination of who's generating a lot of TA and not spending it, plus who's not got a cooldown on their nukes. So like for instance, I would have a cooldown right now. I can't show you, but because I had just dropped a nuke a few minutes ago, I wouldn't be able to do another nuke if I had the TA. So you have to like figure out on your team who's got the TA and who's got a no cooldown. That's the proper, if you want to pool for the nuke. And yeah, we're just going to speed it up a little bit. We're looking pretty commanding lead right now. We've got the town. And their strategy is to nuke us again. But by then it's... Oh, and Defaction is just having the worst game. Like, he spawns 4 more heavy tanks. And I'm waiting there, just killing his, like, spawn raping him. And then, saved by Bravo. But yeah, that last nuke, their last ditch effort, wasn't really enough to turn the tide. But they did manage to decap town. And again, we're looking pretty confident. Like, we're spawn raping them now. They're not going to be able to set up a good position. Yeah, Delta's pulling back. And they're just APC spamming and medium anti-air spamming. Wally's kept his choppers alive the whole damn time, just killing everything on the right or on the left. But the more conservative play has, you know, the risky play gets you more points, I guess. And here we go, more. They get the town, and they're pushing hard on the beach. And this is at least we hold this. And look, oh yeah, Wally had done his own drops. Like, look at what a play. Yeah, that's good stuff. He's not screwing around with nukes. He's actually doing the proper thing and using drops. And oh, what a frustrating cap. And then boom, we sick. Oh, added just rub the salt in the wounds. I'm trying desperately because what is happening here is I'm zooming in like this. I'm like, fuck you, tank, and then I don't see that shit coming, and he gets all four of me. Brutal. And now, you know, we're not gonna hold this for very long. We lost the beach. They can decap this, and Air is dead or busy doing wild shit on the sides. Now our lead isn't looking so. I mean, we still have a pretty decent lead, but it's tenuous. Here we go. Fights on the. That's an interesting little fight. Who's gonna get it? Oh, he gets it, and you get the cap. That's nice. And I get Clark. Get him that time. Nice cluster by Revlift. And yeah, it's still looking. Things are looking good, but they start to get a tick back. Because we lose these flanks. They keep the pressure on the flanks, and they manage to get the side. And now things are looking in the last minute. Like, this is where a lot of games can fall apart. They just cap everything, and they're going to keep pushing. You know, the arty noob is getting artied. We're throwing around TA, we're scrambling to, like, and this is the classic miscommunication. Ugh. Like, I see that Gorilla's closer, and Revlift keeps saying to give it to Delta for some reason. And I think, like, Gorilla he had just dropped a nuke, but I don't know if he was on the cooldown, but I say Gorilla's closer. And while I'm trying to figure this out, I'm failing. Like, come on, at least kill that guy. Yeah, there we go. Take 2 unnecessary hits, though. Agor is so close, and they're winning by a lot now. And, oh, man. They're dropping all over us here and pushing tanks. I mean, we're not taking gas back anytime soon. Oh, yeah, and dude had transitioned from infantry into armor. And there's that last nuke, just so necessary. Just to cool them off, you know, that last tactical nuke. You know, just take it easy with that last one. And I'm desperately. Oh, he gets the decap, but it's not really enough. They're not going to be able to get enough tick back on us. And yeah, this was definitely a lively one. Lively one. Like, Seaside gives you good games like this. The nuking gets ridiculous though when everyone's sharing like this. These were good teams. Everyone was sharing TA and communicating, and just had the plan to drop as many fucking nukes as possible, and you get games like this. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna try to get some USA desperate nukes. Yeah, like, desperate nukes win the game. So suck it, D-Moore. You know, he still got the best score, but doesn't matter. Nukes win, and that's all about team play. So I hope you guys learned something, and yeah, catch you later. Just gotta turn this off, damn.